Because she knows and you know that they had a flying contraption, which meant that if they really wanted to wait for her to get there, they could, and they would still be able to get away because it was a flying machine. But they just left her there. So
Well, look.
Help us get revenge on them, then we'll help you get. You know, we're going to take them out. Come with us, get your revenge, take your cut that you were promised, and then we go our separate ways.
No, don't come with us. I have an idea.
Just kill her.
No. We are gonna be checking out this scrap light. This what good neighbors. Yes. And we'll obviously be entering the lion's den. If you really do want to help us, and keeping in mind we could literally kill you right here, right now, and we want to enter good neighbors, and we find you or you find us in that vicinity, and shit goes south, we would expect you to lend a hand.
Is that where you're heading off to?
Yeah, we're gonna go city.
She considers your words, looking around at all of you, and the fact
I'm not
that
dragging a prisoner along, right?
But looking at the fact that Van basically still has like the arrow drawn or like the bow at the ready, she kind of goes, doesn't look like I have much of a choice, but she slowly nods and she goes, if I get out of here, and she kind of very, very slowly points like to the surroundings, and she goes, if I get out here alive, you have a deal.
What do you guys think? I don't really want to drag someone along with us.
I also don't want to set up an ambush.
Yeah. Or another option is you go to the Bronze City and we never see you again. If we see you in the Gold City, we will kill you on sight.
Nah, that won't fly because the Brass Watch don't know that we've made this agreement with them. And if we kill her in the Gold City, then we'll get her in trouble.
If they catch us.
There's another other option. I put my arrow away and I ask her, do you still need money?
You offering?
Sure. Let's say hypothetically that I am.
What's the job?
I point to the bag of scrap that I have left in the corner. You collect shit like that.
That's it?
Yeah.
Who would I give it to?
With us?
No, not with us. Of course not. Oh. You give it to this cranky old centaur who's a pain in my ass.
That sounds... For a moment, she is a bit puzzled, and she goes, that honestly sounds a bit too good to be true.
That's not.
It's not. Someone needs to take my place if I'm going to be adventuring with this lot, and I point to the rest of the party.
She looks back at you, Nat. Yeah, she goes back at you, Nat, and she goes, so, which is it? Do I get a choice?
No, not really.
I think I like Van's idea.
Yeah, I don't really want her with us as well. I don't.
Yeah, I like Van's idea. But I also want a cut off whatever she's earning. I want 20% put aside.
Oh my god, this is not your
smack that on the back of his head.
Well, it's that. Oh, we literally talking about killing her. Suddenly taking 20% of her money's too much?
You think Kavinos is a rich man?
How much do they pay?
He doesn't pay you a lot.
I don't pay.
Oh, he doesn't?
I don't get paid. I get paid with food and shelter, bro.
You know he doesn't pay a lot to begin with.
Yeah.
He's not very rich.
Well, I take that back. I officially don't care anymore. If we're not killing her, and if she's not a tactical advantage, do what you will, Ben. All yours.
It's always kind of done because they're not going to kill her anyway, so she's going to grab a random backpack and just kick it or something.
She kind of looks at you, Ben, and she goes, if you give me an address, I can go there.
Well, unfortunately, you're stuck with us because we are also going there.
Okay. Very slow nod of her head. Almost almost like a hopeful look to having to be offered like a job that probably doesn't require her to get herself killed.
Very cool. And then Vin hops off the table,
Oh, by
goes
the
up
way,
to
actually,
her.
before we do that, can Soul drag that clockwork body that was here
Yeah.
in front of Terava and just ask her what the hell is this?
Yeah, that should probably.
Glur,
Hair.
well, Glur's bodyguards technically, they were.
Not very good, are they?
I don't think they're the best, but she kind of looks at them and she goes, I don't like these things.
Yeah, but how many of these does he have, by the way? Have you seen
As
more
far as I
than
know, it's just two of them.
Just
As far as
two?
I know, it's just two of
And you
them.
haven't seen more in wherever they hang out and all that? Okay.
When I first met him, he had two, and now he doesn't have either. So.
Okay.
Okay. Is this train still moving, by the way?
Yeah,
it's moving.
There's
But
no reason for it to stop.
this carriage, this cabin is shaking quite a lot actually. And every time the train feels like it's doing like a turn, the entire cabin kind of rocks to one side almost. Yeah. They're gonna need to repair it definitely, but when they get back to the station, and the party may need to explain what happened. But yeah.
Wasn't us. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Soul grabs a backpack, grabs that mechanical head. He's gonna go for a long rest. There's nothing else to
Then
do.
very happily
Like a
hops
shot,
off the
right?
table, retrieves the arrow next to Turva's head, and also dumps her backpack on her because now she gets to carry that shit, not Ven.
Okay, she dumped the whole thing with like that
They're
one
still
Yeah.
tied
cabin
up
turn
though,
robot.
right?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
still bound to a chair.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
I'm not trusting her.
Just
I'm
put her in
going
a
for a long
corner
rest.
here.
She's gonna stay bound.
yeah. Well, we'll leave her bound up and shit
Yeah.
for now.
No, so one thing, she's bound. She's in a corner, and now she has a giant backpack full of like heavy scrap, and the whole robot itself just dumped on her, so she can't really even move if she wanted to. And she has kind of proven to you, sort of, that she can't cast magic without the backpack, and the backpack isn't on her.
Well, she would have anyway if she could. Like.
Yeah, she would have cast a spell anyway. So.
Yeah, restraining doesn't stop spellcasting.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. I think you're coming with us then, Terva. And sorry, what were you saying, Alina?
No, I was just gonna say, if we're taking a long rest, or if we're.
I don't think we can take a long rest, right, man? It's not like an 8-hour journey.
No. I will allow you to take a rest. It might not necessarily. Actually, the remainder of the journey would be enough for a long rest, and by the end of it, you would probably reach the Golden City. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we'll. Wait, guys! Before that, do we want to bed down here? And with all this rickety rocky going on, or do you think we should just move to the bar, cabin thing?
Yeah, I think.
I don't want to be sleeping and the whole thing just goes off the rails or something. I don't know who did this to the coupling, but it might come loose.
Okay. Yeah, I think. Should we get that Terva to go in front of us? In front of me, at least.
Well, she's tied up. Probably just can drag her or whatever.
Okay.
Where do you
can
guys
just
want
literally
to go?
carry.
You wanna?
But just go and hang out in the
night.
bar.
I just want her away from me and my canister thing.
I'm gonna start gathering all the like cushions and stuff and just like walk over like that,
Okay, so you basically go over and you
I'm
realize.
just gonna go over to the.
Yeah. So as you open the door, you see the other noble men and women were waiting next to the door, and they kind of bow to you, seeing that your business is kind of done. They move past your carriage back to like the noble's carriage. So now this drink cabin only has bottom.
Wait, where's the noble here? It's north, south.
No,
Yeah, south.
after yours.
Oh,
After yours.
so
Yeah.
they were like back there. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So at the start of the journey, I don't know if you guys remember, but at the start of the journey, you actually saw them walk past.
We walked past,
to go to the
yes.
drink.
Yeah.
So now they're walking back. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, D&D Beyond has just crashed, so I hope there's no major stat adjustments that need to be made.
Not anytime soon, probably.
Yeah. So you
It's
guys
gone
now.
grey again. Oh no.
It's the
So
dead
now
screen.
I
You
just
guys-
can't move. Can you move me, man?
Stuck in the wall.
I think you'll be
Hey.
fine now. Yeah. So
Real.
basically, right now, you guys are having a rest. and after the rest, we will probably arrive at the Golden City. The question is there anything else? Is there anything you guys might want to do before that happens?
I want
Or
to
during
check
the
on
rest?
Van actually.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Now you go check on Vin.
because Van was not. Well, before she interrogated the person wasn't herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Van. Where's Van? Wherever Van is.
I'm
Be
in
like,
the corner somewhere.
you're
Okay,
right, Van.
I'll say Van. I'll move her like in the corner, so like
I
here,
guess
and
we'll
then
be
you
here,
just
yeah.
yeah. Yep. Okay.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You look a little worse for wear, apart from all the damage you took. That's understandable.
Yeah. I haven't been in a fight in a very long time.
You did good though. You took those hits for Lena. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I was hiding behind a wall, which was arguably not as heroic.
Well, I mean, you did do that cool thing where you jumped onto the top of the train and everything, so.
Yeah, well, jumping, not as cool as sacrificing your potential life for someone. I noticed, and you can, I guess, not answer if you don't want to. You, I guess the words flinched maybe, or reacted poorly to that song that Soul sang. Is that something?
This is the first time you've noticed, yeah.
Yeah, is that something that you is that something that's I guess affects you that way? Like what's wrong with the song? Did you not like his singing? I understand that.
So remember how when you, me, and Silene shared a room, I told you that I don't like religious types?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You really don't like religious types.
Yeah, I really don't like religious types, things, whatever, in general.
Does it scare you?
I don't think scare is the right word, nor is it strong enough of a word, if that makes sense. But yeah, I would rather not.
That's fine. Do you think it will? I mean, like, what do we avoid fights in churches and stuff? If you see a church, would that affect you?
I don't know, cause I've never fought in a church before.
It's
Other than
amazing. You get to do so much shit to it.
Other than
You
that
like
one
break
time.
stuff. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, other than that one time, and she kind of trails off at the end.
Oh. Look, we've all got traumas probably from I think our past, because that's how D&D characters are. What? We've all got past issues and shit that we don't want to talk about, but I guess we'll be traveling for a bit now, seeing that we have been grouped together, we're being attacked together. If you ever need to, not well, I guess to talk as well, but if you ever need help, if let's say you would see a church and it would freeze up and you get hit in the face because of that, tell me so that I know when to drag you away. Just give. I don't need all your info. I'm not trying to pry, but just anything that might endanger you and thereby us, since we're a party now. But
Van
just sleep on it.
Van kind of cocks her head to the side and goes, "You're more of a businessman than you let on. You know that?"
A businessman.
Yeah.
I guess what I used to do was technically a business. Didn't get paid poorly for it, but didn't get paid amazingly for it. But yeah, thank you. I guess. Is that a good thing?
I don't know. Remains to be seen.
Well, tell you what, we should start a business, and I waffle on about something, and Lee don't have to listen. It's just something bullshit. But yeah, after a while, I basically just after bantering with Van, I just kind of tuck myself in with my cushions and go to bed. Maybe behind this plant here or something.
Okay. You check to make sure the plant's not early died. No, just kidding.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anything else for the rest?
What's the name of the prison again? Tiva?
Turva.
Turva. I go up to Terva and I kneel down and I ask, Terva, just a bit curious, love. Did you hear me playing a bit of a song to you when you were knocked out?
Nobody was playing music.
I walk away.
I fucking hate her.
I don't trust her. I'm with Soul. Fucking kill her.
Silene, Alina, anything?
Yeah, can I ask Teva where she's from? Like, where she's from originally? Like, what her
Ow.
story is? How she got here? Like, just a bit about her.
She just basically gives. She looks a bit taken aback that you asked the question, and she goes, "Well, most you get here the same way most of us do. You get raised in the mean streets, the black lanes of the Rustbox. You get bullied. You just get nothing in your life, and you have to try and climb your way up. So you learn how to defend yourself, and then next thing you know, the best thing that you can do as a job is a mercenary, and you start looking for jobs and mercenary companies, and here you are. But hey, at least I get to travel around Kavinos sometimes.
Have you killed people before?
Looks a bit hesitant as you say that, and
Have
she
you done any kind of? Let me rephrase that. What like jobs have you done in the past? Do you normally do this kind of thing, or is this kind of like the highest level thing you've ever done, or do you do this kind of thing on the daily?
It's not the first time that we've been told to grab stuff from from someone else, but it is the first time that we've fought a more capable party of adventurers such as yourself. Usually, if we want to grab something, it's from nobles or commoners or merchants, just like shakedown runs and stuff. Well, honestly, if I had known that it was a bunch of adventurers who could hold their own, I would have told Glur that I'm not taking the job. Would have saved me a lot of pain.
Okay. I'm just gonna head over
Mhm.
into the next carriage. It's wobbling.
Yeah,
A
it's
lot.
you just very, very, very carefully move
We
over.
should probably bring her in there with us.
I can keep watch.
Okay.
That's
Silene,
fair. Okay.
Again,
Anything else from?
I'll take care of her and make sure that she's all right. I'll use a cure wound spell if she needs any healing. And
She is quite she's not as wounded as you might expect her to be. There is one like slashing wound. There is the reddish like marks from the slap on her face, but for the most part, she was knocked out from a very heavy blow by Nad, and she
Yeah.
didn't actually like take a lot of damage in that sense, like mortal damage. Yeah.
that's fine. I'll still cast the cure wounds and then make
Yeah,
sure
okay.
the bag's not on her and she's
Yeah, okay.
comfortable in the corner tied up.
Okay.
And I'll just chill on my couch.
What is your cure wounds? How much does it heal for?
10.
10. Okay. Not bad. She looks to you for a moment curiously and she goes, you're a bit young, aren't you? Even for an elf. She says this in common, by the way.
Yeah, I just say I don't say anything back. It's like I don't understand.
Kind of shrugs as she realizes you're not answering, but she still nods and she goes, "Thank you for the kindness." Again in
Alright.
common.
Yeah, I just
So no-
smile and just finish off what I have to do and go back onto the seat.
Okay.
Just noticing that Silene isn't in the cabin. I'm gonna yell. I'm not gonna like move, but I'm gonna yell. Cause Silene, do you want me in there too? Or are you okay?
I'm all good.
Alright. Tava!
I'll
Silene
keep an eye
doesn't
out.
speak common. So don't try. And then
There's a very softer response. That explains a bit.
be nice. Play well. Good night, kids. And I just get down.
Ven yells back at Nat in Elvish. For all you know, she's older than you.
Probably.
She
is.
doesn't look that young. Yeah, she doesn't look that young.
Who, Tava or?
Tava doesn't look that young.
What's Tava, by the way? Is she out?
Both
Like,
Tava
is she,
and Xylene.
Human. They're all human.
They're all. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the spellcasters were all human.
That's right. This is like a racist city, right? Like
Not
everyone.
racist. Not racist, but yeah.
It's only humans, man.
Yeah. So
Classes.
if
Human
there's
must
nothing
erase.
else,
Nope.
we will start the long rest.
Yes.
Oh, long rest. Oh, okay,
Yes.
I can use all my spell slots then.
Yeah, so everybody
You get a healing. You get a healing. You get a
I
healing.
can finally hear you guys.
Oh.
So yes, the long rest. Silene, because you're as an elf, you only require half the time, so 4 hours.
Yeah.
And as you awake from the 4 hours, you realize that Tova is just out cold. She's knocked out. Yeah, she's just knocked out.
Murder on the Orient Express.
After the
Sleep.
events of everything that had happened.
Like
Yeah.
sleeping, or did she get assassinated?
Sleeping.
Ah, okay.
Sleeping.
It is a murder mystery.
Sleeping. Yeah. So, at the end of that long rest, as you all awaken, you start to see again, just peeping from the drink cabin to the cabin that you were previously supposed to be in. The entire cabin is just rocking from side to side. Yeah, and Borton kind of taps all of you as to tap you awake, and you notice now that the lightning rail is very, very it's slowing down its pace. Yep, and you can see as you look out of the window, the very shining buildings and the very multicolored the buildings that you see in the city, and you kind of get the idea. Oh, okay, you are approaching the Golden City, or rather, you've more or less already reached the Golden City.
Freaking pog.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Look at this map.
the Golden City, as you know, is a city that is focused a lot on their progress, their invention, their commerce and their trade because of all the things that they create that they send across the rest of the world. So you know for a fact that the city doesn't really care about how it's built, which is why, to be honest, compared to a lot of other cities, this city is like a mismatch of buildings just all over the place. There are only certain districts that are like neater than the rest. As the lightning rail pulls into the station, you would be here at this location. And as it pulls to a stop, and you see that the nobles before you, you see Marston, you see Scott, you see the two siblings, you see the wine connoisseur as well, Fornia, and you kind of see they all start to move past the main, like the noble's carriage behind, out to where your drink carriage is. They kind of nod in direction and they continue to go. And before he goes, Lord Scott kind of goes, Hoofs and Heaves, was it?
That's right.
Kind of nods and goes, okay, and he just leaves. And you start to see as you yourself get up as well. You start to see now from the windows. There are a bunch of lightning rail station staff that seem to be looking at your carriage in general, like the carriage before you, the one that you were in, and the fact that it's so shaky and the coupling, and they're kind of looking and they're whispering each other. It looks like they're trying to figure out what happened. You can leave the train now if you want.
Yep. I step off.
Yep. And as you step off and you pass by the station staff, they kind of look to you and they go, and they seem to be trying to catch your attention.
My
Should we
attention.
go up to them?
They are trying to catch all your attentions as you go past them. And you see, before that, they were looking at the carriage that you were in with the coupling that was kind of half damaged. Are you going to talk to them, or?
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
before they all start chasing.
Yeah. So
yeah, we'll
as
slow
they-
down. I'll slow down.
and they go, sorry to ask, but was that What happened?
Look,
I point
You-
to Alina.
you can ask.
I'm a plant.
You can speak to any of the noblemen that are here. They might be leaving now. Lord, what's his name again? Scott Thornley, especially. But we were attacked en route to here. We don't know what they want. We don't know why they attacked, but they attacked. And us, being the mighty adventurers that we are, fought them off. Quite easily, I would say. And then they kind of turned tail and ran away. They flew in on these little flyer things. And so they ran off, and that was the damage that they did. You probably want to look at it. We actually have their names and stuff if you want to report it to the authorities. But to be fair, we kept your carriage safe, we kept your customers safe, we kept your passengers safe. If anything, you should be rewarding us.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, baby! I will once I open this because, like Angus said, D&D Beyond crashed.
Oh, it did?
What?
Okay. For
Okay, my
everyone,
persuasion.
okay.
Alright, cool. So... Natural 1.
Oh lord.
No, you didn't.
Natural
no.
1. I don't get
They
like
look at-
I don't get like an advantage or anything, right? No.
No. They look at
Yeah.
you and they go, "Be that as it may, this was your carriage. We will have to check with Lord Thornley Scott." You were saying, but if it shows that this was your doing, you would have to pay for damages. I'm sorry to say. There's no easy way to say this.
Have the nobles left?
You do see that they left before you and they like disappear into the crowd, so you're not
So we
sure
don't
where they are
see
now.
like Lord.
Yeah, you don't
Lord
see
Thornley.
them right now.
Well, look. Go ask Lord Thornley Scott.
Why don't you just go ask Borton?
Or ask. Well, I don't know. I assumed Borton couldn't really. Oh yeah.
What?
I guess ask Borton. Borton literally fought them off. Saved him too, by the way. You're welcome. Yeah, ask Borton, ask any of the nobles. We were definitely 100% attacked. Wouldn't lie about that. In fact, you probably see a dead body in there from one of them who we fought off and killed.
There is
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that one was one of the ones we killed. Don't know who he is. Don't know where they've come from, but they've attacked us, and yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. If
Send
I
the bill to Glur at Good Neighbors.
yeah, send the bill to Glur or to Lord Scott. I don't care.
The moment you mention Good Neighbors, and it is known that Good Neighbors is in Rust Box, the staff kind of looks at each other and they go, you know what? I'm just gonna ask Scott. Could you leave like an address or a place of residence that
Yeah,
you'll be
Glur
at? So,
at Good Neighbors. Thank you. We just walk off. Taking too long.
and as you walk off, they go, "Oh, but," and you just walk off, and it just like they trying to catch, but they just kind of stop, and you
I
disappear
wave
into
as
the
we
crowd.
walk off. Bye bye.
And you disappear into the crowd.
I disappear.
Okay, so you officially leave the station, and this is where you would be arriving in the Golden
Oh, the
City
west side?
from
Okay.
the west side. Yes. So
What sort
just
of
a little
time
bit.
is it? Is it like midday?
Now would be morning actually. Yeah. So just a quick rundown again of what each district is. So of course you have Perfect Lights, which
Mhm.
is the merchant commerce market district. You have Lawhold at the bottom, which is the colleges, library, studies, whatever. Grid Gears, which is the industrial area, like the main, I guess, like one of the bigger, more important parts of the city. Then you have Azov Fleet, which is the harbor. Then you also have the Enlightened sector with the
that-
giant fucking church. Yeah.
Ugh.
Then Shadowstar Court, which is the nobility. It's on like a raised, almost like a not mountain, but like just a higher elevation, so you can
Where-
actually see
Of
Where
course
have we
it is.
arrived from?
The
here
west side.
Western Lightning Rail
Oh,
Station.
okay.
Yeah, so you can definitely see
that.
the Shadowstar Court, like the very golden glittering buildings of the Shadowstar Court. Definitely you can see rise up from before you because they're on an elevated platform.
Gwen is going to immediately slip between the buildings of Perfect Lights and start maneuvering through all the alleyways and tight corners to try and get the hooves and heaves.
Yep. You can see two very obvious things even from three actually, very obvious things even from here on ground level. The first thing is of course you could see the spires of the Cockwood Palace, very, very tall. You could also see just barely like the almost like the Gothic architecture, the very sharp Gothic architecture of the Basilica, the very huge Basilica. And behind it you can see a very, very tall like a tower, almost like a watchtower, which you know exists, it's all reliable, which is here. Yeah, in Brass Watch. You can see, however, that at this time of day, most of the city is like the perfect lights rust box section of the city is slightly covered by the shadow of the mountain, Obsidian Mount, which the whole city is built under essentially. Yeah. But because it's morning, it hasn't really completely covered it, enveloped. And as soon as you kind of look around, and you're like, whoa, bigger city than the Bronze City is definitely a lot more busy. You see Van just squeeze past all of you and just disappear into the streets. Yeah.
I'm sorry, can I ask what Bitch Queen's Temple?
Oh.
Can you tell me a bit about that one?
Yeah. Yeah. So the Bitch Queen is another name for the goddess of the oceans. Yeah, Agramare. Sometimes the sailors call her the bitch queen because she's a bitch because they sink the ships and she causes a storm. So the bitch queen is another name for the goddess of oceans. They do have a temple for her. They need to have a temple for her because a lot of sailors will still pray to her before they go on their voyage, even if they do think she's a bitch. But they still will try and get her favor because they don't want any accidents out at sea. So yeah,
I'm so
that's the
glad
bitch
you
queen.
went through some of the terms because I had like law hold brackets nerds, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, why did I put that? Like,
I mean, they are nerds. You're not wrong.
there you
Lol, nerds.
Yeah, and of course the last section will be Rust Box, which is basically the slums, which is why a lot of people try to avoid it. Yeah.
God, where did Renim say that we could find the man about the
didn't.
canister?
He didn't.
I swear
but
he
did
said
say-
something.
No, Renham didn't tell us anything, but Lord
No,
Scott
he said
said he has
Erlatan.
a fact.
He said Erlatan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lord Scott said he has a workshop in Grit Gears and a house in Shadowstar
Yeah.
Court. You're more likely to find him in Grit Gears, but we have the address for both.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, Grid Gears has an entire area, and Van would know this. Grid Gears is an entire area that's enclosed off. That's called Factory Wood, and it's called Factory Wood because all the factories are there, like the major factories. Yeah. Yes. As you're kind of like finding your footing and you step out and you kind of like look around, you see Van just slip into the small narrow alleys and just disappear.
Is she bringing
Well,
that Teneva with her?
Yep.
yeah, she kind of
Yeah.
Telva kind of like kind of being
Telva is being
herded.
dragged along
Yeah,
by
being
the
dragged
belt.
along. Yeah, and disappear. And you see now, stepping out into the rail station, you do realize even this road, there are many people. It's like a throng of people, and you see down the street as well, near where the junction is, and also headed down. Um, always in pairs, automatons that are wielding like very, very long halberds, spears, almost similar to the ones that you saw in the vault, but not exactly the same. Uh, they kind of like marching down the streets, almost like patrols, and then just back again. Yeah,
Cool.
very common in here.
Okay.
I guess we should get a base of operations and go to Who's and Heaves as well.
I'm going. Yeah, I'll follow Van
Which
as
is here.
best I can. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, boys, keep up.
It takes a
Soul can't get through
little
half
bit.
of the alleys.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of maneuvering because you have Soul and you have a bigger size party that Ven is not used to because she's a smaller creature. But you do manage to follow as you squeeze in. You do catch sight of a few like the more key like signs pointing to the key buildings, like you have Venture Core, Golden Vaults, Screws Loose, which is an inn. Yep. And you Screws Loose, which is an inn, and you kind of navigate, and eventually you get to a point where you see opening up into a slightly like to the edge of perfect lights. Beyond that is like a just a main street like you came from, and up like across from that main street is the more ruined older buildings, almost buildings that are falling into disrepair, which you assume is rust box, and just beyond that you see Hooves and Heaves here. The building itself is a very kind of an odd looking building where you see it's almost like a curved, it has like a curved roof, and at the top of the roof is a makeshift, almost like a windmill thing where it slowly rotates. Like
Oh.
it has sails and it slowly rotates. Yeah. And outside this almost curved looking building, on the side of it is a very small looking like storage garage kind of area. It's kind of closed for the moment, but you see it's a very comfortable, quaint, comfortable little building. It looks a little bit odd, and to the side, almost the right side of the roof,
Mhm.
you do see close to the top of the roof is what looks to be a small alcove. Not really a window, but just like a small balcony alcove of some sort that sticks up. Yeah. And as you see it from outside, you see Van kind of pause and stop, and Terva also kind of looks at it and goes, "Is this?" And as soon as she says that, Van's already gone.
Yep.
Where do you go, Van?
I circle around to the back of the building, and I back up, and I kick the wall, and a little rusty ladder comes down from where it was latched to the top, and I climb up onto the roof, and then I climb up the curved roof and into the window, and I just disappear inside.
All of you see that, and you're like, because
Van,
Van
do
just
we
left you
follow?
outside.
I don't answer him.
You just wait outside.
Yeah.
Terva kind of stands there as well, like, just points and doesn't say anything.
I go in and I go down. Is Karatos in his workshop?
You hear the very familiar sounds of like the hammering.
Okay, I don't even call him, I don't even answer him. I go straight past him.
He doesn't know that you're there.
Past the counter, straight to the front door. I unlock it and I let everyone in.
Yeah. So all of you wait for like a minute, 2 minutes, and it's like there's no response. And for a moment, you just stand there awkwardly, and then the door just, and you see Van standing behind the door.
You have to do that every time?
No.
Can we come in? Or
Sure.
alright, I walk in.
And I let them in, and then I go in past the counter, the shopfront counter, to the back, and I use my hoof and I bang on his workshop door. Karatos, I'm back.
There is initially there's still the hammering, and then there's a pause, and you hear a very like rather soft-spoken voice. All of you hear as you move into the room, very soft-spoken voice. It goes, "Already? I didn't expect you back so soon."
Well, if you want, I can leave.
No, that's not what I meant. And you see, the door opens from workshop, and you see, as soon as the door opens, you see, first of all, you notice, because Karatos is rather large, Centaur, large-ish Centaur. He is a Centaur after all, and he wears this apron that he always wears, and the whole entire front of the apron, including the metal face mask that he wears, is just burnt with like soot as he walks out, and all of you see, uh, standing before you is a Palomino colored centaur. Um, where is my? Hang on. Yeah, it's a Palomino colored centaur. And you see he is rather young looking. Maybe if you were to go by like his human side of him, like 30-ish, slightly past 30. He wears half moon glasses, but right now you can see the half moon glasses are hanging from his neck, just like the straps and hanging from his neck, and his face has the metal face mask that he lifts up. He also has another pair of goggles that hangs around the neck. He has a clean face. There's no beard or anything, but he has a strip of maroon colored paint that kind of goes across his eyes. Yeah, and his brown hair, he ties it in like a long ponytail behind his head over his ear. And as I previously mentioned, he has like an apron with many tools and gadgets that's peeking out, but the entire front of the apron now is just covered in soot. Yeah.
No.
And as he opens the door, he sees Van, and he looks behind Van, and for a moment he goes, "You didn't tell me there were guests. I would have. I'm not.
I didn't pick guests up on purpose.
I'm not prepared to. There's not enough space in the house, Van."
I mean, they don't have to stay here.
Do I hear
Did you-
that?
did
Are
you-
we
yeah.
hearing this bickering?
Yeah, they're not really. They're not
Who said
really.
that?
They think that they're whispering, but they're not actually whispering.
Caritas, don't worry, we won't be living here. We just popped in because Van was popping in.
Friends of Vanden.
Yeah.
He gives like a very and as soon as he says that, you see Telva at the side kind of give a very uh like half shake her head, then she starts nodding her head as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Karatos gives a very small bow, and as he gives a small bow, the face mask kind of calm down. Don't think that. Oh, pushes it back up. Kairos, budding inventor, merchant,
Local genius. Anyway, where's algebra?
somewhere. He kind of looks around. Not sure where he went.
Hanging out
Yeah,
with
he's just kind of looking
trigonometry.
around.
I walk right past him. I steal his lunch sandwich on the table and start eating it. And I start calling out for Gears and Al.
And as soon as you say that, and all of you are kind of standing in a room, just a bit awkward because Van hasn't really told you what to do. You see coming from where you see there's a ladder that kind of goes up to where you assume is where Van came in from, and from there you suddenly hear a little screech, like almost like a monkey screech, like a, and
Wow.
from the top,
Fuck.
the rafters, like the rooftop, the rafters, before you couldn't see this small monkey, winged monkey, just fly down and land next to on Van's shoulder. Yep. And as you do, and as he does that, you also see now you start to hear this, like the not scraping of metal, but just metallic bits moving, and you see coming from in the workshop where Karatos came out from, this dog, like mastiff looking, but it's a metallic dog essentially, and it
Oh,
just comes
shit.
clambering out very slowly like a very old dog. And as soon as he goes out from the door, Karatos is like, oh, there he is.
I bend down and I'm like, oh, big boy.
Yeah, it's a metallic dog.
And I start feeding him scrap.
Yeah. Yeah. Karatos looks at all of you and goes, that's Gears. Points to the dog. That's Algebra. Points to the monkey. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's just a lot to
Oh,
take in.
fucking what?
It's like a zoo. It's like a zoo basically.
Kairos, you said you were a budding inventor.
I like to think that.
He is. He's a local genius. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
I like to think that.
He is.
Do you do commissions?
That depends on what you have in mind.
I have a lot in mind. And I don't
He
want to.
does. They're very expensive.
Are they,
listen to
Vin?
Van. Don't listen to Van. It depends on what you have in
Very
mind.
expensive.
Well, I have something in mind. But I don't want to take up too much of my colleagues and friends' time. So maybe I'll draw something up and just show it to you someday.
I'll be here. Van knows I don't usually leave this kind of gestures randomly just around the room.
Yeah, I'm doing it just so we don't have to like RP me talking for
Yeah.
like half
So
an
you,
hour about it.
you understand that based on what you see in the shop, there is, as you enter through the door, it's immediately like almost like a shop front area. Not that there is a lot being
Mhm.
stocked right now. And after the shop front, there's like an archway that just leads to the what looks to be the more living quarters area, and that's where like the ladder that leads up to the rooftop alcove is, like the attic almost. And or in this living room itself, there is another smaller room that leads to like the workshop. So you kind of get the idea that but right now you guys are standing in the living quarters essentially. Yeah. And Karatos, uh, as you say that, he goes, yes, I can take a look at the commissions. But you notice his eyes are drawn towards Turva, who is carrying like that huge bag of all the scrap and all the, and she goes, looks to you, Ven. Is that your doing?
The backpack, yes. Her, sort of. So I'm gonna be going on an adventure with them, and I gestured wildly to everyone in the room. So while I'm gone, because you're working on your next big thing, and I know because you won't shut up about it whenever I'm home. So while you're working on the next big thing, she's gonna help you get the scrap instead.
Uh, uh, okay, but first of all, I don't even know your names. I just sorry about that.
Oh, where are our manners? I am Ned. Yeah, Ned, just Ned. You can call me Ned. You can call me Nod, whatever you prefer. And I'll let the rest.
Okay, just Ned. It's rare to see your kind in the city.
What do you mean
Not
by
that-
your kind?
Not that you're not accepted. It's just not very often we see tabaxi here, and now there are two of them right in front of me.
Are there a lot of centaurs here?
To be fair, no, but
There we go. Makes two of us then.
Checkmate.
Or I
Fair.
guess three of us.
there isn't really much of Van's kind either.
I'm limited edition, baby.
What about the rest of you?
Catmonk, do you want to introduce yourself, seeing as you're the other tabaxi?
Nah, I just look over at Saul and I say, "This is Saul. He's a bit of a dickhead, but he wanted to find you."
But the
Have a
kid's
chat
gone
with you.
hard.
Yeah.
Okay, this fine dragonborn specimen before me is named Sol, but what about you?
My name's Catmonk.
Hat Monk?
Yes,
What he
that's my
is.
name. It's better than Tabaxi Monk.
And I assume you are a monk.
Nah, I'm a dragonborn.
What?
Hello?
What?
It's okay. No, yes, I'm a monk. Yep.
Having an
That's right.
identity crisis.
Kind of nods a bit unsure of what to make of you, then turns to the next, like, more, I guess, special looking character amongst all of you, and he goes, it's you, Alina, but before that he stops at Soul and he goes, Soul, I take it? And you just don't respond to him. Okay. Yeah, okay. And looks to you, Alina.
And kind of whispers to him, he's very stoic. It's kind of creepy.
Yes, we fired. Yeah, well, yeah. Pleased to meet you.
Okay, I'm Alina. Nice to meet you. Can I gauge his reaction of me and just see if he's like, I don't know, just see what he makes of me and us?
Make an insight check.
Want to know if he's internally racist.
No, I'm just curious. Da-da. 15.
Okay, 15. And you get the idea he is surprised, first of all, that Ven, as a satyr, has managed to find other very unique
Yeah.
What the
characters
fuck is that supposed to mean?
in a
Hello?
party. Because he would have expected that if you were to find an adventuring party, it would be made out of mostly like humans.
Yeah.
So it's kind of surprised that you brought in like a dragonborn, a wood elf.
We don't have a
it's like-
single human on
yeah,
our party.
he's like, what the? Yeah. So he's not like upset or anything. He's just kind of taken aback a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh.
he.
This is Silene. She doesn't speak much common. She probably understands a bit of this. But yeah, she, as you can see, speaks Elvish. But not
Oh,
much
just-
common.
Just elvish.
Oh, and a little common, but
Oh,
not much, not
I-
enough, probably yet.
Well, as you say that, he quickly looks to Ven and he goes, my elvish is not.
I can translate, it's fine.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
They talk undercommon as well.
Oh,
That,
I
yeah,
can speak
They
undercommon.
They don't.
Dude.
No. Disregard everything Catmonk is saying.
Always, at all times.
At all times, disregard.
As a
Slowly,
rule.
slowly nods his head and he goes, well, we like I was telling Ven, we can't hold all of you here, but you're welcome to use this as a base of operations for whatever you. As he says that, he kind of pauses and he looks at Ven. Why are you here?
Why are we here, guys?
we are here to find, as As I look
Erlathon.
through my notes. Erlathon! I am very better names. We are here to look for an Erlathon. Renom from the Bronze City has sent us over looking for him to. Do you think we should? Yeah, I mean, Ven trusts him, I guess. To check on a certain device. We're not sure what it is, but we want to find out.
Erlathon, that name is known amongst the inventors and scientists around the city. Probably your best bet would be at Grit Gears, I would think. Don't know exactly where he is, but I know that he has a workshop in there.
Have you met him?
Not personally, no.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, maybe one day if I can get that. Never mind.
Oh, he's out there. Nice.
But yeah, make yourselves at home. If you need anything, I'll try my best to provide it for you. Any friend of Ven's is a friend of mine.
You're gonna regret that statement.
Actually, Olathon, what's the closest kind of like tavern in place to us?
Well, there is Screws Loose, which is just a few streets down. That one is the tavern that most people go to. But if you prefer the more, shall we say, premier place to stay, you could go to Perfect Light Terrace. That has a it kind of built on a more elevated, close, almost at the height of the
Which one is
Shadow
rowdier?
Star Court. Screws Loose. But if you really
Then
want the most rowdy tavern that you have, there is one in Azor Flitz called the Drunken Fish. It's kind of far though.
Where is that?
Yeah, here.
Oh shit, that's far.
It's kind of far though.
Probably near is better. I want to be close to our
Well,
as you
then
put it.
Screws Loose would be the best bet for you.
All right.
Friend of Ven, before we leave, what do you think of the name Barbecue Bandits?
Stop. Out.
And you
Right now.
push Catmonk out as the party attempts to find lodgings in Screws Loose. You just kind of shove
Before we go,
Catmonk.
can we ask one question?
Yeah.
I want to point outside the window.
Yeah.
And just pointing at good neighbors.
Right.
Oh yes.
What can you
It's
tell
quite
us
near,
about that building? Because I can see it's just across the road. More.
Yeah. He looks over and he goes, it's supposed to be a general store, but I think it's, well, okay, I'm not sure if it's common knowledge. And at this, he kind of lowers his voice a little bit and he goes,
It's okay. Tiva's part of the front.
Tava, a bit taken aback that you said it, she kind of gives a slow nod and she goes, I wouldn't say I'm part of the organization, but she's cut off. She's cut off by Karatos, who goes, that's supposedly a group like a thieves guild almost that operates from there. Not sure what they're called, but that's what I know.
Hey, what passes for a thieves guild here?
They kind of do runs around the Black Lanes often. Sometimes they venture into Perfect Lights, but whenever they venture into Perfect Lights, I try to stay away from them. They don't really bother me, so.
Do you know if their crew has a name, or are they just known as the Good Neighbors?
I don't know because I don't work with them or communicate with them. And at this, Tova also goes, I think they call themselves the Good Neighbors, but I don't know for sure.
That's very lame.
Maybe they have an like an underground name of some sort.
All right. Before I go, but I don't want to take up like RP time. I'm just gonna hand him the drawing of what we. I don't know if you remember, Max, what we talked about a while back.
Yeah, I did.
Like,
I did.
This is,
I mean,
kind of something
I
want to do.
Just discuss more.
Yeah. I don't know. I assume it'll be expensive, but I have something like this in mind.
He unfolds the blueprint a little bit and he goes, Let me see what I can do with this before I determine how much it might cost.
Alright.
And he kinda unfolds it back. And at this point the party kinda slowly moves up as well to Screws Loose. And that's where we'll end the session.
Yeah!
Where you are moving towards your new place of lodgings in the Golden City. And we will decide next session what the party might be actually doing in the Golden City. Because there's a lot to do. There is a lot to do. And what the
do you think we should show Karatos our
Things.
The device.
No,
He might know.
Fine.
no.
Why?
I don't want
I
to get
think-
him involved.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like he'll either, I don't know, just it's one more person to get involved and one more person to either get them into trouble or get us into trouble.
That's
Well,
true.
we don't know if we can trust Earlithan either, just because Random said it.
But he'll at least be able to give us some knowledge on it.
Or he
You
might
could give
steal
it to
and
Aladdin
kill us.
first and then give, we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll end the session here. Guys, you could do the closing if you want.
Oh yes, we got raided tonight actually, which is fantastic.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, there was like I think 25 of them came over
Nice.
at once, and now we're still on 11. So thanks.
Nice.
I think it was Paul Dances. Thank you, good sir, for rating us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it very, very much. If you like this, I know you guys probably only caught the last, 10 minutes of it, heavy RP, which, can be fun in its
It's
own right.
fine.
Please follow us, drop a follow. We really want to try and hit that affiliate soon so that we can try and do bigger, better things. But thank you for watching, everyone who has followed us thus far and everyone new to this channel. And we will see you hopefully next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
Lunar New Year.
Happy Lunar.
Moon as well.
Lunar New Year.
Happy Lunar.
Nice, guys. We did not die.